What's up YouTube, it's Harry here coming to you with round 6 of the YouTube Challengers League. Before I start, just want to have a bit of a talk about where this league is going. It was going through a few tough things, I guess, a bit of confusion as to what was going on. Sen has taken over, and I just want to throw a big shout out to him. Since he's taken over, can't fault you. All the artwork coming through, really taking control. Going from a league that looked like it was going to fall apart to now being something that I can see being around for a really long time, doing really well, challenging some of the bigger YouTube leagues in draft. So really impressed, just want to say that. Alright, round 6 against the Hustle Gods. Now looking at his team, see a lot of issues. We really tried to push land play this week, couldn't get it through. Seems like Kings Rock needs probably a new router, which he looks like he wants to get done over Christmas. He did ask if I wanted to postpone. I was keen to get land play going. You see in both of our teams, a lot of our Pokemon force out the other person's Pokemon. There's bound to be lots of switches. Looked like it was going to be a long match, but I didn't want to postpone. I was excited for this match. He's one of the ones that I've been watching on YouTube, really enjoying, really entertaining stuff. So I wanted to give a good match, and I was really excited for it. So we went ahead with it. We did rush our moves. You can see we did have a few misplays from both sides, but overall it was a really good game. So I'm just going to come right out and say I didn't do this pre-game, this team builder. I changed my team over and over and over again. Got quite busy in the last couple of days, so didn't get a chance to do this. So we're doing this post-match. What I did end up going with, obviously brought my Draft King, Nidoking, and Melodic. I think I said to someone a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not bringing them every week, I'm not even trying. So what I did do a bit different though, I did throw Stealth Rocks on Nidoking, mostly because, Hatterene, he's not switching in to Nidoking, whereas Colossal, I was always going to struggle to get Stealth Rocks up. I went Spikes on Colossal as well, thinking if I could get Stealth Rocks up on Nidoking, he's probably not going to expect the Spike, so he's not going to switch in Hatterene. So I thought that would work out pretty well. Pretty standard set otherwise on Nidoking with the Life Orb, Sheer Force, Double Stab in Sludge Wave and Earth Power, and Ice Beam for coverage. On Melodic, the only thing that might be a bit out of the ordinary is Light Screen. I did want to give a bit of protection against some of his special attackers while investing a lot more in physical defense, but other than that, pretty standard with Scald, Haze, Recover, Flame Orb, Marvel Scales to boost that physical defense. Comfey, the reason I went with a Leech Seed Protect set, obviously I was kind of banking on dealing with Hatterene early, but also had Protect on there just to stall out some Trick Room turns. You look at his team against mine, 9 times out of 10 he's getting Trick Room up with no problem at all, and I thought Calm Mind, Draining Kiss had the potential to sort of wipe him out late game, especially if I got Hazards up. Alright, interesting one here was Latias. So looking at his team, his 2 main leads would probably be, if you went with Choice Scarf Zapdos, the Galarian Zapdos, he's probably going to be Scarfed, and he's probably going to be U-turned. So I figured if I lead with my Latias, which was spec to outspeed his Zapdos, he's probably thinking he's going to outspeed. He might risk it and go for that U-turn. I go for Psychic, and I think it was about an 80% chance of a one-hit KO. His other obvious lead would be Hatterene and go for Trick Room. So I did live I think a modest or quiet-natured max special attack, Dazzling Gleam with a Life Orb, with the particular set that I went with. So it was a bit risky, but I figured either of his 2 main leads, I could either go Psychic or Trick and start controlling the game, but obviously there was a bit of risk in that. But I think most people have seen me probably play the safer option, so probably wouldn't be expecting that. So that's what I went with. Colossal, like I said earlier, I went for spikes. I went with Burn Up and Earth Power. It's mostly just for a switch into his special attackers like Chandelure and Appleton. It was also a reasonably safe option to switch into Sableye, and obviously Rapid Spin as well in case he did get up rocks with Steelix. My last one was Lipard with the Focus Sash. Fairly standard. Gunk Shot was probably the only one that might seem a bit out of the ordinary, but I was hoping to knock off some items, maybe surprise him with a Gunk Shot on Appleton or Hatterene. But yeah, there you have it. Let's get into the match. Alright, we're back with the match. So in team preview, the only thing I got wrong out of his 6 Pokemon, I thought he'd bring Chandelure instead of Appleton. Alright, so I'm picking up beforehand. My thought process is he's either going to lead Zapdos or Hatterene. So I lead my Choice Scarf, Trick, Latias. So straight away I'm thinking he's probably going to go for U-turn, so I want to go for Trick here. I do go for Trick. I'm obviously really hoping he goes for Trick Room here. Get his Focus Sash, and he does go for Trick Room. So I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously I didn't want him to go for Dazzling Gleam there, even though I would survive. He goes in Glastrier, no surprise there. I did think about attacking that turn, maybe with a Draco Meteor, thinking he's not staying in with Choice Scarf because he doesn't want to set Trick Room again. I get in Melodic, pretty safe option to get that Flame Orb off. He switches out, obviously, knows he's not going to do much to Melodic. Gets in Appleton. Alright, tough decision for me here. Go for Scald on the switch, obviously trying to burn Glastrier. Get chipped by the Flame Orb. I switch out into Colossal. So this is my designated switch into Appleton and Chandelure. He goes for Apple Acid. Does a lot of damage. So I pick up here. Here's a Choice Spec set. That causes a lot of problems for here. Great prep by him. Really not expecting it. I have to switch out. This was probably my misplay of the match. He goes for Apple Acid here. I really wasn't happy with that. The reason I did switch in was going into the last turn of Trick Room. I thought it was my best opportunity to get in something and outspeed the next turn. But it did end up being pretty important that I did set Stealthrock this turn, so it was a pretty safe option for me. So it took out a bit of my sweeping ability at the end, but I was happy to get up those Stealth Rocks. And again, my designated switch into Glastrier was Melodic. No, high horsepower doesn't do much. He switches out again, knows he's not going to do much there. Gets in Appleton again causing problems for me. I can't stay in. I don't want that special defense drop. I can't recover. Yeah, a lot of things go wrong there. But I do set light screen just to try and deal with it a bit better on the switches. At this point, I'm really second guessing myself. We were rushing through our turns pretty quickly because of the no land place. We only had 20 minutes to play with. This is a specially defensive comp phase, so knowing I can deal with Appleton reasonably well. You see there, doesn't take a great deal of damage, and I do have leftovers, so at the end of that, I think I end up about 82% or something like that. And he has to switch out. Doesn't want to take a Draining Kiss. Sends in Steelix, which is obviously his designated switch into Comfey, no surprises there. And I know that he's going to go for Stealth Rocks the next turn. I did think about going for Leech Seed, but it was just way too risky a move at that point. Yeah, I didn't want him switching into Hatterene or going for Heavy Slam there. It just would have been devastating and set the momentum his way, so I did have to switch out there into Melodic, which handles Steelix pretty well, but he does get those Stealth Rocks up. I think I did recover this turn, which was in the back of my mind that I was looking for an opportunity to recover because my health is getting quite low, and without Melodic, my team just kind of struggles with synergy. So I did want to take that opportunity there to set that. And light screen wears off, so I did want to set it again because I was really struggling to deal with Appleton. Those Specs Apple Acids were just decimating my team at this point. And obviously nothing can stay in, nothing can take those special defense drops and deal with it. Obviously, ideally, I'd want to get Nidoking in outside of Trick Room. Obviously, he'd switch out, but he just gave me no opportunities to do that. Whereas Latias does handle Apple Acid pretty well. Obviously, doesn't want to take too many of those special defense drops. Gets in Hatterene here, which is an interesting one. I go for Draco Meteor. Which obviously doesn't affect him. I know he's setting Trick Room, so I just want to prepare myself for that Trick Room. So I go into Colossal, which handles his special attacks pretty well. Just wanted to get on the front foot so that he couldn't switch in Appleton safely in Trick Room. He goes for Glassjaw. Obviously he's already exposed high horsepower, so I didn't want to take a high horsepower, but it was a good opportunity to get rid of Stealth Rocks on my side. He switches out his Glass Trigger into Appleton, obviously expecting me to switch here. I mean, he knows he's gotten the hang of me switching out into Melodic every time Glass Trigger comes in, so smart move. Definitely something King's Rock's getting better at, just getting into the flow of the match, getting used to the switches, and trying to build some momentum through that. I get in Colossal again, which, even though it's my designated switch into Appleton, it just really struggled. Obviously that choice specs wasn't something that I prepped for, but it did give me an opportunity to set up spikes. Obviously I wasn't expecting him to switch in Hatterene there, so it was just a good opportunity. He was always going to try and take that KO there, knowing that if I switch into Melodic, it just makes my life really hard from there. It was a good opportunity. I got rid of Stealth Rock, so I could safely switch in Lipard with that Focus Sash. Go for the knockoff on the switch. He's taking decent damage on every switch now with Stealth Rock and one layer of spikes. Obviously the choice scarf didn't matter, but that knockoff got him in range of a KO, so I was happy with that. Get the kill. Alright, so that's Trick Room dealt with now. This was a tricky play for me. I think I just took the safest option, just knock off that choice band. I wasn't sure at that point if he was choice scarf, but I definitely wanted to make sure that Latias could outspeed him at the end, because I could see Latias dealing with his team really well from this point because he'd taken so much damage elsewhere. I know I did too, but Latias is just such a good wall breaker that I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to take a fast U-turn from Zapdos and just cripple its chances to do anything. Knock off those leftovers here. He knocks off. Sorry, I've already lost my item there, but gets a KO. I think that was fine. Lipard had done its job at this point. It's another tricky one. At this point I was kind of banking on Latias, so I just wanted to get Sableye out of the way. Earth Power was an easy kill, so I just took that. Obviously at that point there wasn't really a lot more Nidoking could do with Zapdos and Sableye both being alive, so I was fine with that. I did think about switching out here and maybe sacking Comfey, but in the end I just decided to sack Nidoking with my gut feeling that Latius could do the job from this point. And obviously at this point I knew that Latius outsped Zapdos because I expected to outspeed it by 1. So he has to switch out there. This is really important here. Takes big damage from Stealth Rocks and Spikes, and then gets hit by Psychic. Doesn't die, it is an Assault Vest set, but puts it in easy range, so just really vindicates me that my game plan around those hazards was the right choice this week. And it just makes any sweeper's job at the end of the game. If you've got hazards up, it just makes life really easy for them to come in and do their job. It was a late change here. Paul gave me that advice to change Ice Beam to Surf, so I mean that's huge in this end game. And he goes to Earthquake, obviously expecting a switch. I think he thought I was going to switch into Melodic there. I go for the second Surf and get the kill. Takes damage again from Stealth Rocks and Spikes to get it in range of a kill of Psychic. So again, just those hazards just stacking up towards the end. And then we didn't quite get time for the end, but yeah, obviously Latius is going to get the last kill with Psychic, so yeah, I think everything just worked out really well there with the trick in the first turn. Just not panicking. I was trying really hard not to panic there when he was setting Trick Room and obviously decimating my team with Appleton, but really happy with how I dealt with just certain periods that game. Obviously he controlled the momentum for bits, I controlled the momentum for bits, which is pretty common in games that involve Trick Room, but yeah, just having certain ones in my team like Nidoking, Latius, even Thwacky as it's shown. Once the battle's sort of set up with those walls in Colossal and Melodic, they can do a lot of damage endgame. But yeah, great game, Hustle Gods. Yeah, looking forward to seeing your side of this match. Alright, see you later.